We'll keep adding, right? I mean, we'll keep adding Bitcoin. It's like asking, if you were asking, a real estate developer in the middle of New York City, oh, you own like 8 blocks of New York City.
When do you stop? Right.
When do you stop? They said, well, we're going to buy the 9th block here when we can put together the financing, and then the 10th. And if you said, well, when are you going to divest from New York City? The answer is, if you talk to New Yorkers, there's nowhere better than New York City. So they're going to keep building. And when they can't build out, they're going to build up, right? And, it's like, well, I wanted to buy another 18 blocks, but I can't. So I rezoned the blocks I own, and I'm going to replace a 20-story building with a 100-story building. And there's Hudson Yards for you, or whatever it might be. MicroStrategy is going to keep developing its Bitcoin position. And it's going to get exponentially harder, right? This last week, you saw Block announce that they're going to start buying Bitcoin every month. You've seen a accretion of Bitcoin by a lot of Bitcoin miners. A lot of them are actually not selling as much Bitcoin as they're mining now. I think you're going to see more Bitcoin miners buying more. I think you're going to see more Bitcoin exchanges buying more. I think you see the existing ETFs accumulating, but now we're up to 22 spot ETFs in the world, and they're all in a marketing war with each other. And so they're going to go harder. So I think, and at some point, you're going to see these Russell 1000 companies, right? Which one of them wants to crawl out of their zombie state? It's like, you're just waiting for someone to decide they want the money. So I think that when they do that, they drive up the price of Bitcoin, and I have to chase it. My first Bitcoins were below 10,000. And, and I'm buying Bitcoin in the 60s now, and that's okay. I don't know where we'll get to. I know we'll get more. We'll accrete from here. We will acquire more Bitcoin than we have right now, and we'll do it via, organic cash and via debt, especially convertible debt, and we'll do it via equity. And that'll be a function of capital markets and all sorts of other dynamics. But I think, Archimedes said, you give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, I can move the world. Well, the place to stand is Bitcoin.
Don't forget to subscribe, traders. Let's continue with the interview to analyze it later and also comment on some of the most important news of the day. The landscape of the Bitcoin market has been evolving significantly, presenting notable challenges and opportunities for investors. One of the primary observations in this sphere is the increasing difficulty of acquiring Bitcoin. This trend is driven by several factors, including heightened demand, limited supply, and regulatory developments that impact trading and acquisition processes. As Bitcoin continues to garner attention from both institutional and individual investors, the competition to obtain this digital asset intensifies, further complicating the acquisition process. Amidst these market dynamics, MicroStrategy, a prominent business intelligence firm, has formulated a strategic approach to enhance its Bitcoin holdings. Recognizing the potential of Bitcoin as a valuable asset, MicroStrategy has committed to expanding its portfolio through diverse acquisition methods. One notable strategy involves leveraging exchange-traded funds, ETFs, that focus on Bitcoin. ETFs provide a more accessible and regulated avenue for acquiring Bitcoin, allowing MicroStrategy to increase its holdings efficiently. Additionally, MicroStrategy is exploring equity-based acquisition methods. By issuing shares or other equity instruments, the company can raise capital specifically earmarked for purchasing Bitcoin. This approach not only diversifies their acquisition strategy but also mitigates some of the risks associated with direct market purchases. MicroStrategy's proactive measures underscore a broader trend among institutional investors who view Bitcoin as a strategic asset. Their comprehensive acquisition strategy, which includes both innovative financial instruments like ETFs and traditional equity methods, exemplifies a forward-thinking approach in navigating the complexities of the current Bitcoin market. As the market continues to evolve, such strategies may become increasingly essential for firms looking to capitalize on the growth and stability of digital assets like Bitcoin.
Right? I mean, it's not a commodity, it's a scarcity. So if it's a scarcity, it's like if I said to you, there's one city, it's at a trade crossroads of the world. It's the center of the digital economy. one day everybody on the planet's going to be moving their capital through that city, but there's only 276 by 276 by 276 blocks in that city. And by the way, it's like 94% occupied, but you can buy another one of those blocks if you want. Do you want to buy some more? And the answer is, yeah, I want to keep buying, because just like if I could have bought New York or Manhattan 100 years ago, or 50, or 200, or 30, or 300, tell me, at what year, how many years ago was it a bad idea, right? I think it's always been a good idea if you can hold, right? As long as you can hold the property. And why is Manhattan a good idea?
Ethereum's classification and its approval by the US Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, have been subjects of ongoing debate. Prominent voices in the cryptocurrency community, including Michael Saylor, have weighed in with differing perspectives on Ethereum's nature and value. Saylor, a well-known advocate of Bitcoin, has specifically characterized Ethereum as possessing qualities of scarcity rather than being a mere commodity. This distinction is crucial as it influences how Ethereum is perceived and regulated. Commodities, by definition, are interchangeable goods or materials, whereas something classified for its scarcity suggests a unique, limited supply that can significantly affect its market value. Saylor's viewpoint hints at Ethereum's potential to be seen as more than just a digital asset, possibly impacting its regulation and adoption in the broader financial system. The SEC's stance on Ethereum remains a pivotal concern for investors and developers alike. Clarity on whether Ethereum is treated as a security, a commodity, or something entirely different can determine the legal framework within which it operates. This, in turn, affects everything from its market dynamics to how businesses and individuals can utilize it within the regulatory bounds. Understanding these nuances is essential for anyone involved in or observing the cryptocurrency space. The classification and regulatory approach to Ethereum will likely shape its future development, investment potential, and overall role in the digital economy.
Because it's a granite island at the middle of Long Island Sound and the Hudson, and it's got great natural harbors. It's the gateway to North America. It was always the best place to put a port, right? And if you look at it and you cruise around it and you stare at it and you look at the fact you can build that on top of that schist, it's obvious people are going to want to live in and do business in that city for hundreds of years.
The region encompassing the middle of Long Island Sound and the Hudson River holds a strategic position of immense historical and practical significance. This area, characterized by its natural harbors and accessible waterways, has long served as a critical gateway to North America. The natural harbors found here have facilitated the establishment and growth of ports, which have played a pivotal role in the region's development and its connection to the wider world. Historically, this strategic location has attracted settlers, traders, and explorers, drawn by the promise of economic opportunity and the ease of access it provides to the continent's interior. The confluence of these waterways not only offers advantageous conditions for maritime activities, but also underscores the area's importance as a hub of commerce and transportation, linking North America to global trade routes. As a result, the middle of Long Island Sound and the Hudson River continues to be recognized for its enduring relevance to both historical narratives and contemporary economic landscapes.